They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Touch pure evil.
Here we are, back for another episode of OKLA Bloodcast. This is Brent.
And this is Kenny.
And this is the first official Christmas episode. So
Yeah, we're going to do a double episode once again. Jack Frost, and not the Michael Keaton one. I've never even seen it.
I haven't either. I actually almost put that on the other day just because I was trying to find something to watch with my kids, and I looked at the reviews and they were so bad. I was like, "Fuck, we're not watching this."
I told my brother about us doing the Jack Frost, and I was like, not the Michael, because I always have to say, not the Michael Keaton one. He goes, well, I watched it. It ain't that bad. I'm like, nah, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, I like Michael Keaton, so I was, I thought, it can't be that bad if he's in it, but I don't know, man. The Rotten Tomato scores and all that bullshit, seem to say otherwise.
Right. As far as like ratings go, especially like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, and my stepson, he's like, oh, well, this has a rating on Rotten Tomatoes at this and this. And I'm like, you realize that's just a handful of people's opinion. It means nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
definitely depends on the movie. In the horror genre, that's a crapshoot because sometimes, like in the case of this movie, it's probably going to be a piece of shit in a lot of people's eyes, and I'm sure critics aren't going to like it, so, but who cares? So,
right.
So yeah, first movie we're doing is Jack Frost, and the second one is Krampus, which there's like 400 different versions of that, so.
Yeah.
But hopefully we both watch the same one, maybe, I don't know.
But Jack Frost, okay. Wow, this one, I really liked this movie for some odd reason. It's pure camp, and they spent, most people who watch movie, they're like, oh, this is pure shit, But I don't watch a movie. I watch a movie from all the technical aspects, the filming, the audio and everything. And it actually seemed like these people knew what they was doing. They just didn't have a budget, But they made work what they had, And they had Shannon Elizabeth, so there you go.
Yeah, well, they could still afford her at the time because she hadn't taken her top off in American Pie yet, so.
Right. And she was pretty young in this, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she had to be. I know her character was 18 years old because they referenced that, but I'm sure she had to be 18 at the time because of the whole infamous bathtub scene, the raping.
Right. Well, this one came out in 97, so I mean, there you go,
Yeah, I would have been 16, I guess, at the time, and so she's probably got a couple years on me, but...
right.
And you know how that shit always goes in Hollywood anyhow. They find an older actor that looks younger that they put in these roles all the time anyhow, I mean...
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a given, You got 30-year-olds playing, teenagers in high school. It's the...
Right. Yeah, hence Danielle Harris in the Halloween Rob Zombie remake, she's like 30 at the time. She had to have been. I mean, I was like 30 at the time, I think. That was... I mean, yeah, there's like a huge age difference between her and Scout Compton, who was playing Laurie, and yet they're like supposed to be the same age, but there's, probably a good 15-year difference, so that was kind of funny, but...
Right.
So I never saw Jack Frost. I thought it was actually pretty fun. I mean, it was dumb as shit, but
Oh yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's kind of, and I often wonder if this film company who did this movie also did the Uncle Sam movie. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I haven't seen that one, no.
And it's about the same quality. They came out about the same time, and Uncle Sam's pretty good, but this it's fun. There's a lot of dumb, cheesy Christmas, stupid humor in it. They're in Snowminton. It's and all the lame jokes. About the snowman and snowballs. There's a whole bunch of dumb jokes in this one. But it's fun. It really is.
Oh, dude, some of the dialogue is hilarious. I mean, just right out the gate with the scene where they're transporting him, and he's in the back of the truck, and when they flip the car, like right before, and he just looks at the camera and he's like, "Oh yeah," or whatever, and it's like, what?
Right. Or when the chemical truck's getting ready to explode, and he goes, "Well, this is gonna hurt."
Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of dumb shit like that. I mean, I feel like I would watch a prequel to this where it's just all about him, because his
there
facial...
is a sequel. There's a sequel to this.
I saw that. I didn't watch it, but I saw that it was I actually almost watched it this morning, and then
the sequel happens in Jamaica.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And it's bad. I mean, you think Jack Frost is bad. Jack Frost 2 it truly is bad. I mean, it's almost unwatchable.
Well, that's quite the achievement then.
Yeah.
No, man, I mean, I thought the casting on this was pretty good. I mean, that Scott McDonald dude that plays Jack Frost, he just makes creepy faces and stuff, and he almost has kind of a Chucky like a Brad Dourif kind of voice too,
Oh yeah, he does.
But that's what bummed me out was like his facial expressions and stuff in the few scenes that he's in, like physically in. I think that'd make like a cool prequel just because, or maybe he just needs to play the same kind of character in another movie or whatever. But it was
right. Yeah, I agree. And the cover for this movie is totally misleading because, you see the cover and you see this evil snowman on the cover. Right. The snowman don't look like that in the movie. You know what I mean? And
you almost think it's going to be animated, and they actually hardly show the snowman at all moving. Every time they show him in full, he's like just standing there not doing shit, and then...
Yeah, like when the guy's out in his yard and the snowman's there and, it's like talking to the guy and the guy's like, it's like, but whenever it shows a snowman, he's just literally stationary.
Yeah, which was smart because at that time in 97, I mean, any kind of CGI they could do would have just looked so fucking terrible. Right.
I thought they did real well with the one with the old lady where the snowman popped up behind her chair, because you could tell they put like arms on somebody and like had the snowman arms going like wrapping the lights around her throat and stuff.
Yeah, that was my favorite kill because it was just ridiculous. It was so fucking like dumb in a way, like wrapping her in the Christmas lights and then stuffing her in the tree. But I love when the cops are... The scene with the cops afterwards where it's just like a close-up of them, like from her perspective, staring at her and having a conversation. And then the one cop's totally freaked out. The other one, he's just like in awe, like has nothing to say until the end of it. And then he's like, think we should leave her up for the winter wonderland, whatever the hell they call like their town get-together thing,
Right. I like the one where it's right near the beginning when he kills the first person from like, at the edge of town or whatever, the old man, he's sitting in the rocking chair. And the two cops are looking at him. And the chair's got this dead old man in it, and it's rocking.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, what the hell? And then the cop's like, stop rocking that chair, and because the cop's got his foot on it, he's rocking it. It's like, okay, whatever, that's dumb, but I don't know why that stands out to me.
Yeah, I mean, they did all that kind of shit, I think, on purpose, because some of it's just too brilliant and ridiculous. I mean, just the scene when the sheriff gets to his office and, the character Marla, his assistant or secretary or whatever, she's sitting there and he's like, why you look like somebody died? And then she holds up the piece of paper and it says somebody died. It's like a note to him, to whatever his character's name was, from Marla. Right. I guess Sam. Was Sam his character? Yeah.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah.
So it said like to Sam from Marla, and it said somebody died. It was like, what the fuck, man? Like who would write that? But it just made it so quirky. Like you knew right out the gate with that movie that scene, you knew that what you were getting was just going to be like a quirky, campy. This is not ever going to be fucking taken seriously. But that's good. I mean, that was like the good thing about it is like get that out of the way right out the gate, and then I'm not expecting a legit scary movie. I'm just sitting down to have a couple laughs,
Right, and and I think the filmmakers, they knew they were not making a movie that was going to be, I mean,
they weren't going to compete with Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, right. So they're like, you know what? Let's just, and probably somebody was on a set. Well, let's just give her a note that says somebody died. Oh, okay, yeah, that's great, And,
yeah, these guys had to have been just getting high and writing the fucking script as they were going,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so the Shannon Elizabeth shower scene.
Yeah.
Is that not the greatest scene ever?
It's so stupid, but it's funny because I read something on it, and this was, I think before I even watched the movie, I was kind of just looking stuff up and reading like the Wikipedia stuff and whatever. Right. And somebody had said on whatever I read that it wasn't actually meant to be a rape scene, but then by the time they filmed it, that's just what it looked like. Was that he was raping her, so they just kind of rolled with it, like, yeah, okay, whatever, like, so.
But it's just so, it looks so cheesy. I mean, it's just the snowman just pounding on her, and it's like, is this, I mean, could you imagine like what was going through her head? Like, okay, I'm going to do what now? Yeah. I mean, even at a young age,
Yeah. She was probably like, you know what, like, whatever, it gets me into Hollywood, like, this is what I want to do, and
right, yeah, you got to take the bad with the good.
Yeah, somebody probably told her, like, look, it's either you got to do some shitty movies like this, or it's porn. One or the other.
Okay, I'll get raped by a snowman.
Yeah, you can come back from getting raped by a snowman. You can't come back from doing porn. You do porn, you're stuck. You're doing porn the rest of your life. You get raped by a snowman, you might be able to come back from that.
Right. People will forgive you for that.
Yeah. So then she just became the topless foreign exchange student in American Pie. And
that's all right. I'm sure she's made a good living from.
Yeah, she's not exactly doing any, Academy Award nominated roles or anything, but I'm sure she's doing fine. She's probably made her money. I'm sure by the time American Pie blew up and they went to do the sequels, they probably had to cut her a pretty good check. Yeah. She had a little bit of leverage there. Like, look, I'm the hot girl that took her top off in the first one. People love me. You got to have me in all the sequels. So fuck you. This is what I want. I'm sure she got it,
Right. Well, and then of course she's done the Silent Bob movies, and I mean.
Which she's funny in those. I mean, honestly, her character is actually pretty funny. Yeah.
Justice. Yeah. No, I dig her. And that's honestly probably my favorite movies with her in them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the sequel. I don't know. Maybe I need to give that a second watch, but that reboot, Jay and Silent Bob reboot, it was like, whatever.
I honestly, I really, I've tried to I've watched it maybe 3 times, and the last 2 times it was forced to make myself watch it because I really want to like it. You know what I mean? Because it's Jay and Silent Bob.
Sure.
You know, but I
think he just needs to make a new movie. He's out of ideas. I mean, Kevin Smith needs to make a new movie, not keep. Like, I heard he's making a Clerks 3, and I had heard at one point he was writing the script for Mallrats 2. It's like, don't, like, stop bastardizing your other shit and just come up with something. Like, dude, Clerks 2 was the shit. I'll give him that, but that doesn't mean
Clerks 2 was awesome. I liked it.
Yeah, but you don't need to make a sequel for every one of your fucking movies. Like, dude, if they make a Chase and Amy 2, I'm boycotting it and never watching another Kevin Smith movie.
Right. Well, like you said, he's probably running out of ideas. You know, he did that one. What was that? Tusk.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Justin Long.
Dude, I dug that movie. I mean, the ending was so fucking ridiculous, but I thought it was cool, really.
Yeah, no, it was a cool movie. It was just so outlandish. I mean, it was just like, what am I watching here? You know?
Yeah, he's done a few.
Well, that Red State that he did.
I didn't watch that one.
Man, that is I didn't realize it was a Kevin Smith movie, and it had John Goodman, but it was about this, a few years ago, there was like all these like religious organizations or whatever, and they were like on these compounds, and they were like getting guns and all this stuff, and and that's basically what this movie's about. I mean, it was a very very Hollywood movie, you know what I mean? And I was shocked that it was Kevin Smith.
Yeah, he's also done like production where he's just produced a movie. And I know there was a movie, God, I can't think of the other guy's name, that's kind of one of his buddies that he's worked with since day one, right?
Oh, you're not talking about Jason, right?
Not Jason Mewes, but this dude is, he's done small roles. Like, he was in Clerks. I'm trying to remember the scene, but he directed some stuff too. I think he worked as like a co-producer with Kevin Smith or something. I don't know, whatever. They're friends, Kevin Smith keeps all that shit in his own little circle and everything.
Right. Oh, is that Kevin O'Houlihan or whatever?
He's got maybe. He's got a beard.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyhow, there was a movie he directed. I'm pretty sure it was him that directed it. It's been a long time since I've seen this, but the movie was called Vulgar.
The Clown?
Yeah.
I got that on DVD.
Dude, that is a fucked up ass movie. Like, that is hard to watch, man.
Dude, you know what? To this day, I've popped it on several times, and I don't think I've ever finished it. It's one of them. It's almost kind of painful to watch,
Dude, that rape scene's terrible, man. When they kidnap him and fucking rape him and shit. And
oh, yeah.
That is hard to watch. I don't know, man. I remember it came out. I rented it on VHS just because it had Kevin Smith's name on it. And, man, I had a hard time getting through the whole thing. I was like, God, this is fucking... And it really wasn't even that good of a movie either. I just didn't think it was very good, but...
No, it was shot very poorly. I mean, it looked like it was a generic movie. You have like low budget movies, then you have credit card movies, and then you just have people like me who are filmmakers and like, hey, I want to go shoot this. That's kind of what it was. It reminded me of, and it's like, which I hope which I do got planned, but I hope when I get to do my short film, I actually, I had a hard time watching Krampus because that was just, the video work in it,
Well, we'll have to I don't know if you watched the same one then, but, yeah, I guess we could go segue into Krampus if we've already gone so far off topic.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, we just segued into the Kevin Smith universe. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, with, Jack Frost, I mean, we almost kind of already talked about all of its good qualities. And, if anything at the end, the whole thing, I would say, honestly, the last half hour of this movie barely needed to exist. Like, it probably could have been condensed into 10 minutes. I think Jack Frost would have been better at an hour and 10 minutes instead of an hour and a half or whatever it was. But because, at the end, it's like, all right, they blow him up. And then, well, of course that didn't fucking work because you already knew that he could melt and then reconstruct and blah, blah, blah. And, then the whole antifreeze thing. And it's like, oh, okay, that works. Yeah. So then they throw him in the bed of the truck with all the antifreeze. And then it's, I don't know.
And then, of course, they always got to have the one little piece or whatever, like kind of like a rip-off of the Blob,
Yeah.
But and the whole antifreeze, that whole thing, that was planned from the beginning because, and okay, so this kid's making his dad some kind of food, whatever it was, to take to work. You think at this point the kid was like, oh, I'm gonna put antifreeze in dad's oatmeal, Merry Christmas, Dad. It's like, okay, that was dumb. You could have figured a better way to work that into the plot than that,
Again, this movie wasn't exactly meant to be a masterpiece. I don't think from
no, you're right.
From day one, they didn't seek out to change the genre in any way, shape, or form. Not in any positive way, shape, or form. So they had to have just thought, what's the most fucked up thing we could do? Like, what has nobody done? And somebody they just started brainstorming things, probably started going through the holidays, like, well, has anybody done Killer Easter Bunny? And then somebody said, nobody gives a fuck about Easter. It's not, commercial enough of a holiday, really. Let's come up with something with Christmas. They've already done the Killer Santa. What about a Killer Frosty the Snowman? Fuck, man, that's genius. Yeah. Somebody had one too many.
It's one of them things, kind of like, it's almost like a bet movie, it's like a bunch of probably just, I'm guessing college age, probably filmmakers in college, they were at a party or something. They were all hammered, and they're all sitting around bullshit like, oh man, I can make a movie about anything. Oh yeah, motherfucker? Make one about a killer snowman then.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, shit. Did I really wake up the next day and realize what you've agreed to?
Yeah, right.
Well, fuck, man, now I have to do it, or my bros will think I'm a pussy.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I picture the coming together of this film being made, is something like that.
I hope so. That would actually be an awesome story. Maybe one day we'll get a documentary on the making of Jack Frost. I can't imagine there's much demand for it, but you never know.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, where the fuck were we?
We're moving on to, we wrapped up Jack Frost, I believe.
Yeah, I think I said about all I could probably say about that movie,
It, on a cheese scale, it was good. It's watchable. It's not, there's some scenes that drag, some of it's hard to watch, but it's pretty, it'll keep your interest. It's a good one to sit around with some buddies and have a few beers or whatever and just, laugh about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, I like the dialogue. I thought the dialogue was genuinely funny in spots, and
yeah,
I think Shannon Elizabeth probably should have been like at least half naked through the entire thing, but it was the middle of winter, so I guess that wouldn't make much sense if she was walking around,
right,
in a bikini the entire movie, but that would have made things better, or just
it would have definitely made it better. No, it was it's decent, so if you haven't seen Jack Frost, give it a watch, especially around the holidays. I always every year I torture my family with this movie.
Oh hell yeah.
I have to have this movie on, but I won't watch it if I'm by myself. I'm like, no, I gotta punish everyone. But it's great. I love it. They hate it and I love it. So
it's great. Well, speaking of, the family thing, I don't think we watched the same Krampus movie. There's a million of them.
Right.
And just judging by what you're saying about how it was shot and everything, like the one that I was referring to came out in 2015. It was a major release. Like I saw it in the theater.
Okay.
My oldest daughter, I think she was like 16, 17 at the time, right? Yeah.
Right.
And we went and saw it and whatever. And, the first time I saw it, I kind of walked out of the theater like, yeah, whatever. I guess I was entertained, but, I expected more.
Just didn't know how you felt about it.
Yeah, because it really wasn't like a horror movie, but it wasn't really a comedy. But I've watched it a few times now because now my kids like it. My younger kids, it's only rated PG-13, so it's a good, it's fairly family friendly, right? And we've watched it twice this year already, because I was like, hey, you want to watch Krampus? I gotta, brush up on it before we do this next episode anyhow. So, and it really, I realized this year that that's what it is. Like, it's not really a horror movie. It really is just like a family Christmas movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's not super funny. It's not really scary. It's more like a haunted family Christmas fairy tale. Right.
Well, I had never seen it. I've known about it for a long time. I've never sat down and watched it. And I pulled up several streaming services, looking for it, and I found like 4 or 5 different versions.
Yeah, there's like tons of B movies out there. There's some that came out before this one, and there's some that have come out since.
Oh, really?
I think there was one that came out at the same time this came out in theaters. There was like a B movie generic ass one that came out, Right.
Well, I started watching one, and I'm like, it was just right out of the gate, it was terrible. And I'm like, and I got about 15, 20 minutes in, and I'm like, this can't be the movie that, that I've heard about for the last however long, and that's actually, I believe I messaged you, and I ended up, the one that seemed the closest to what I was, Krampus Unleashed.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
That's the one that I watched. It starts out with these guys are looking for this dead guy's treasure out in the desert, and they find the stone or whatever.
Yeah.
That unleashes Krampus or whatever. That was the one I watched.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that at all. I feel bad.
Okay.
Like, dude, I could have lent you. Like, I got it on Blu-ray. I could have just had you borrow it to watch it, But I don't know. Maybe it's kind of more fun and hilarious that we're sitting here in the middle of an episode saying, "Oh, fuck, we didn't watch the same movie."
Yeah, right. Oh, well,
Our listeners, hey, they're just going to laugh at us and be like, listen to these jackasses. But, hey, all the more reason to come back and listen to these jackasses more often. You never know what kind of stupid shit we're going to pull.
Right, exactly. Well, and here's the thing. Me and you were in bands. So,
right.
And how many times have you've been jamming with your band, and you all agree on a song, and then you show up at practice and everybody has learned a different version.
Right.
It's
yeah.
No, I learned the 1986 live version,
Yeah.
Oh, well, I learned the album version. I learned the radio edit, It's,
yeah. There's not a bridge there. The fuck there ain't.
Yeah, right. Dude, there's like 3 more guitar solos. What?
Oh, yeah. I watched the live version where they tuned it down like 3 steps. Yeah, that's funny shit, man. But yeah, it's hard to, I guess I didn't think about it when I said, hey, let's do Krampus. I didn't even think about there being all the different versions of it,
Right.
And, so, this one, it's, like I said, it was a major release and everything, and it's kind of just about this kid that, he still kind of has the Christmas spirit, even though he's kind of at that age where he's too old and whatever, and the other like his cousins and his family are kind of dicks to him, and he kind of makes this wish, like, you know, I wish this family would just fuck off kind of thing, right? Writes this letter to Santa or some shit and tears it up, throws it out the window, whatever, and it kind of unleashes this curse, like the Krampus comes, and they wake up, they go to bed and wake up the next morning, and it's like this blizzard hit, and the whole fucking town, the whole neighborhood's like covered in, you know, snow and ice, and there's a fucking snowman in their front yard, and all this crazy shit. And it's, you know, it starts off pretty kind of mild and whatever, and then there's kind of a scene where the shit just kind of hits the fan. Like all of a sudden there's fucking gingerbread men coming to life trying to kill the one dude, and
man, I gotta see this one.
Yeah,
I've got to see
it's
this.
fucking killer, dude. And then like the creepiest part is this Jack in the Box, this like giant Jack in the Box thing that's like eating the kids, and it's just fun. It, you know, and like I said, man, like it's not scary. I actually expected my 6-year-old to maybe be scared, you know.
Right.
Like, at the end of it, he's going to probably get scared. And he actually did not get scared at all. I mean, he just was like, oh, is that Krampus? You know, he just gets where he starts asking a lot of questions anyhow, but.
Right.
But no, he wanted to watch it again. Last night we had a few friends over and stuff, and we were hanging out, and the kids were like, can we watch Krampus again? We just watched it like, you know, 5 days ago, so. So they're all about it, man.
I've got it. I got to check it out. So,
so Tony,
listening, sorry, my bad. I just wasn't up on my and that's, you know, it is what it is, you know. But no, I've got to see this from what you're describing. Yeah, the one I watched, it was literally just a man in a suit, and it was clearly a man in a suit. You know, walking hunched over. Now, is Krampus Santa Claus's evil brother?
Yeah, so it's kind of like like an evil version of Santa, like it's some kind of demon type thing, you know, that
right.
Technically older than Santa Claus. It's like a demon that's older than
right.
Santa Claus has been around for centuries or whatever, and yeah, in this one, it's like it's actually. Looks cool, like Krampus looks cool because you can't really see, like you can tell it's some kind of creature wearing like this Santa Claus outfit, right? But it has like this weird mask, and you can tell that it's like this ceramic mask that kind of looks like a weird demented Santa Claus or something, but you can see that there's like a creature behind it.
Oh, okay.
All right. They never show it and stuff, but that's kind of and that's something I didn't really even put together till these last couple times I watched it. I was like, yeah, you know, it's kind of cool that they did it where it's like, oh, it's obviously some kind of creature, but they're not going to show you, and it's just kind of hiding behind this like Santa Claus mask thing, you know, but it's got like hooves and big old fucking like ram horns, you know, kind of like
right.
Yeah, it's
the really terrible version that I first started watching, it was started out with Krampus. Basically, he's like walking through these woods. He's carrying like a potato bag, you know, like a big heavy potato bag.
Yeah.
And there's like kicking going on, and I don't know, but he ends up dragging him out to the woods, out to this pond, and then he like stomps on the ice and breaks the ice. And then it reveals that it's a kid in the bag, and he throws him in the ice water. You know what I mean?
Geez. So that's actually kind of brutal.
Yeah. But it was theoretically it was a good scene. It was just so poorly shot. I mean, it was terrible. It was like a guy was just out there with a cell phone going, "Okay, no, I want you," because I mean, the Krampus was clearly just a guy in a suit, you know what I mean? And it was bad. It was so bad, but the concept was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with this one is like part of me, I think the first time I saw it, I didn't really know what I thought of it because I went into it wanting more of a horror movie. maybe more something like that. Like if they made something with this budget, like if they made that movie you're talking about with the budget of the one I'm talking about, might have been able to be a pretty cool, like straight up horror movie, you know, about Krampus, but.
Right. Yeah, I think the story was, on the one that I watched, the second one, the one that I went to, and it actually was, it was a pretty good production. It was still low budget. It was very low budget, you know, but I don't know, it wasn't too bad. I sat through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was okay. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, this one had that. How do you say his last name? Is it David Kushner?
Oh yeah. Oh, Keckner.
Keckner, is that how you say? I never knew how to say his last name, but the dude that he's like in.
I love that guy. He's the store manager in Waiting. I love.
Yeah,
him
he's just a funny. I don't know. I just like him in everything. He's a jackass. The guy's just a fucking jackass. He plays a jackass so well. You know, like.
Oh yeah, he plays the character well.
Yeah, like he's just. Personally, I don't know. He could be a great guy or a complete fucking asshole for all I know, but he seems like he would be. You know, because this character is a lot like the. What was the one Anchorman where he's like the fucking kind of cowboy Texas sportscaster guy, and so he's like this dad he's like the uncle that is a total dick and has like he's got like these two daughters that are total like tomboys and they're really good at sports and stuff, and you know, and he's obviously like the dad that pushes them to be good at sports, and then he drives a Hummer and has fucking guns in the back of his Hummer and shit, you know. And he's all hardcore about his guns and shit, you know. He's just God. I mean, he's a fucking cartoon character, you know. It's like if you took just
I've got to see this now, and I will definitely watch this very, very soon because
if you can't find it, just, you know, next time I see you, man, just remind me and borrow my Blu-ray copy. I mean.
Right.
Because I liked it enough to where I bought it on Blu-ray a couple years ago. It was because I couldn't find it on any streaming service. And I was telling my daughter about it, my younger daughter, and I was like, yeah, you know, you'd probably like it. It's kind of a scary Christmas movie. And so I couldn't find it anywhere to stream it. And I think I got it, you know, at Walmart in like the fucking little $8 bin with all the other, you know, after a movie's been out for a while, you can pick the fucking Blu-rays up for nothing. So
what I may do is, I just started my Christmas shopping yesterday while I was at work. So, cause I drive a truck. So I was like, here's a store here. I'll stop here real quick. Or, you know, here's a store and a lot of stuff over the phone, you know, and, but I've got it. Here it is. We're getting less than a week away from Christmas, and I'm getting ready to start my second day of shopping tomorrow. So,
well, yeah, I hate that shit, dude. Like, I
despise shopping.
Amazon is my best friend, dude, because I hate crowds. I don't mind shopping, but like, I've made the mistake of waiting till the last week before, and it sucks so fucking hard because every place is so busy. I mean, dude, I stopped at Walmart yesterday. I think it was. Yeah. I stopped, and it was just because I had one more thing. I forgot. I wanted just to get a gift card. So anyhow, I went to Walmart after work, and, you know, I get off work. Like, if I leave after my 8-hour day, I'm off pretty early. I'm off at like 2:15, and I get to Walmart, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was a goddamn zoo. Like, I hope I activated that card right, because I didn't want to go through the self-checkout.
Right.
Because I was buying a fucking gift card and I didn't want to fuck it up, activating it and stuff, but, which, whatever, I saved the receipt, I guess. But, dude, I got there and was like, man, there is no fucking way I'm going through these lines. Like, they were all just huge and there was just fucking people just scurrying everywhere, and every time I turned, I mean, dude, I was in and out of there in 5 fucking minutes, and that 5 minutes was hell.
Oh, dude, I despise. I hate going to any store. Like when I come home from work, a lot of times it's right about 3 o'clock ish or so. And man, I get the East Peoria cat people.
Oh,
I get
fuck
the
yeah.
Mapleton cat people. I get the Komatsu people, all the other business people that are leaving at that time. And everybody drives. I mean, the speed limit at the fastest point is 65, and everybody drives like at least 70 or 80 at all times. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And dude, and like I get in town, and I always I always hope I get in town either early enough to beat that crowd or late enough to miss them,
Right.
because like I'll stop. My wife works second shift, so a lot of times I have to cook for myself, which I don't do. I just get meals ready to eat,
Yeah.
And I'll hit Kroger's, and that fucking parking lot will be so packed, and I'm like, oh.
Yep.
I'm like, no, I'll just starve tonight. I ain't gonna do this, you know,
Dude, well, the thing is, like, I don't think anyone works anymore because I can't figure out when the fuck I can go to Costco and not have it be just slammed. I went there like at 1 o'clock on a fucking Tuesday or a Wednesday. I ended up working a half day because I had an issue with my furnace I had to fix.
Right.
And I wanted to make sure because I went to Granger to get the part I needed first thing in the morning and was late going into work. And I just told my boss, hey, just in case this is the wrong fucking part or if something else goes wrong and I got to go back to Granger. They close at 4 o'clock. So I'm just working till lunch today and going home and putting this together. And, that way I have time to do whatever to fix whatever if needed.
Yeah,
well,
I got it.
Long story short, I come home. I've got the furnace back together and running in 20 minutes. So everything was good, which was good because it's fucking cold out and I like heat. But I thought, you know what? I've been needing to go to Costco because I always load up on batteries for Christmas because the kids always get a bunch of fucking toys and you don't want to not have the right fucking batteries, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I go down there. I'm thinking 1 o'clock on a Wednesday. There should be,
A few like
yeah. Dude,
housewives there or something.
yeah, it's fucking slammed. Just fucking slammed. I'm like, dude, just no one works anymore. I'm convinced that people have somehow found a way to make a living at spending money.
I know, right? I
just
don't get it.
It's gotta be, man. It's like, do these people just like, are they just racking up like they don't work and they just have these credit cards with like an endless fucking limit and they're just maxing them out and then they just like file bankruptcy and fucking start over or, and like never work a day in their life. Like, how does this, I can't figure out, like, I don't care what fucking day I have off. Everybody else in the world has that same day off.
Oh, I know. And that's like sometimes, when I'm out on my route and I'm driving a truck and I'm cruising around, and this is a time when people should be at work.
Right.
And I mean, there is just East Peoria, pure. I mean, it's just insane at all times. And I'm like, don't you people got to be somewhere? I mean, and I make a lot of deliveries to stores. I mean, major retailers, stuff like that.
Right.
And they're slammed at all times of the day. And I'm like, really?
Yeah. How?
Yeah.
How are you shopping all the time? How is everybody always shopping and not at work? I thought you had to go to work to get a paycheck to be able to fucking shop.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe this is funny because we've totally gotten so far off track and I'm not even going to edit any of this out because I don't think anything says Christmas more than, two crotchety guys just fucking bitching about having to go to the store.
Oh, I know. And, I've got to go, I'm looking forward to it because I'm spending the day with my my stepdaughter and my granddaughter and her mom,
right.
and we're meeting in East Peoria and we're going over to the Super Walmart there.
Oh man, don't do that.
Oh, dude, that's just pain right there.
Dude, I live 5 minutes from there and I've stepped in that fucking Walmart like twice since living here. That place is a shithole.
Yeah, and I was actually there a few nights ago with the wife and trying to get ideas, because this year my wife said I have to actually wrap her a present. Because every year it's like it's either a gift bag or a year before last. I don't remember what it was I got her, but it was in the back of my car and I didn't have it wrapped. So I had a moving blanket in the back of my car. So it got wrapped in a moving blanket.
Nice.
Oh yeah. She was super thrilled about that. So
Yeah.
so this year I got to wrap her a present. I'm like, shit, I don't even know what to get her.
My wife's are the only presents I wrap. I mean, she wraps everything else. And I got to say, though, this year, I feel like it was the first time I wrapped her presents and stepped back and looked and said, oh my God, like, it looks like somebody might have known what they were doing while they did this. Like, because normally, dude, I fuck it up and I get pissed off. I won't cut the paper big enough and I'll have like a gap and I'll just get mad and cut like another piece and just like patch it in there. And it'll just look like shit. I'll just sit under the tree with that part on the bottom so no one can see it, you know, until she goes to unwrap it. But it's like, man, I hate wrapping Christmas presents so fucking much. And this year, somehow, it was just like the least painful that it's ever been. Maybe I just kind of lucked out because everything was fairly simple. Just a couple little square boxes, you know what I mean? But, well, we definitely got way the fuck off course here, but I guess I should probably say something to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know
anyway,
what to say.
Back to our movies.
Go watch them.
I got to check out Krampus. I got to check it out. I dropped the ball on that one. I'll take the blame.
Yeah. I babbled about it a little bit. Gave people enough of an excuse to go watch it if they want to.
Yeah, I definitely want to. After hearing you talk
it's
about it,
fucking crazy.
I want to check it out, and I will check it out before Christmas even. So, and Jack Frost, hey, it's just a fun, dumb. It's almost a horror movie, but it's not scary. It's so dumb you can't be scared. You know?
Yeah. The scary part is that somebody actually had enough money to fund that and think it was a good idea to put it out.
And then funded a sequel.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah, I don't know if I'll actually sit through that. Maybe. I mean, you didn't really sell it to me too well, so I don't know.
Right. It's one of the dude. If you're ever just sitting around and you get it's on or something, just give it a half hour.
Well,
you know,
I do have a Christmas party to, tend to later tonight, late afternoon tonight, whatever the hell I'm trying to say here. So chances of me being hungover and couch bound the entire duration of tomorrow is very likely. So
sweet.
Chances are I can catch up on some bullshit movies that are of no need in my life.
I've been watching a lot of just 80s horror that I had never seen.
Yeah.
I've been just trying to give them a chance just to see what they were. You know, like the other night I watched The Curse, and I watched The Hearse one night. There was all kinds of.
Were you trying to rhyme on purpose, The Curse and The Hearse?
As a poet, and didn't even know it.
You watched The Curse and you were like, all right, fuck it. Now I got to find other movies that's title rhymes with curse. You never know. I mean, there might be people that have a weird thing they do where they do that, you know?
Right. I know there's people that like they have to watch movies and, and they're like, oh, whatever, man. But no, I've been just looking just on YouTube, there's a million old movies. There's old Italian horror movies. There's Hammer movies. There's everything on YouTube, so, and it's just, oh, okay, I'll check this one out tonight, and some are real duds, man. There was a lot of bullshit made in the last 50 years.
Yeah.
So,
well, there's a new, and I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it, but I don't know how gory or, what the content is, so I can't really let my kids watch it until I'm certain. But there's like a Christmas Carol, R-rated version of that is on Hulu. I think it was like a Hulu original thing.
Really?
So I'm pretty intrigued by that because A Christmas Carol was always, growing up, that was one of my favorites because, I was a kid. So at a really young age, I didn't necessarily start watching Freddy Krueger right out the fucking gate. I mean, I think I was in first grade by the time I saw the first Nightmare on Elm Street, but still. But I mean, prior to that, when I was like really young, I was just like, I really was intrigued by A Christmas Carol because of the ghost and, you know, all that and everything. And I'm talking the old fucking black and white one from like the late 30s, I think. I want to say it came out. Or no, I think it came out in like 33.
Right.
But I remember they always played that on TV, and I'd always watch it, and I always loved it, you know. And then I loved, obviously, when Bill Murray's Scrooged came out. I fucking loved that. I thought that was so fucking epic.
Such a great movie. I love that movie.
Yeah. We probably could have done a whole episode on that. But anyhow, we didn't, so. And it's not really a scary movie, I guess, but it's fucking great, dude. I mean, David Johansen from the New York Dolls is the cab driver, and there's just fucking great moments in that. In fact, Bobcat, he's fucking awesome. Dude, I might go watch that now, actually, as soon as we're done with this.
Speaking of Bobcat, man, one of my all-time favorite music videos, not necessarily the song, although I like the song too, is Be Cruel to Your School by Twisted Sister.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Bobcat Goldthwait, and he's a teacher, and Tom Savini is the other teacher.
Oh, okay. I don't remember the video for some reason. I'll have to look it up.
You gotta check it out. And it's got Alice Cooper in it. And
I'll probably remember it when I see it, but...
And Tom Savini did all this zombie outfit for, you know, like for the entire cast and everything. Dude, it's badass. You have to check it out, man.
Yeah, it's weird that I don't remember seeing a video for that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just drawing a blank and it's just not coming to me, but...
I mean, effects-wise, it's up there with Michael Jackson's Thriller, you know, so...
Yeah.
It might even be better, you know, because it was a little bit, you know, older than, you know, it came out after that, so...
Yeah.
But anyway...
Well...
So, that was our...
that was our Christmas episode.
Special.
I guess, yeah. I mean, dude, you know, we got way off topic and maybe didn't do as much homework as we should have or the right homework, but it's still, at the end of the day, can't be any worse than the Star Wars holiday special.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to hit bottom.
Yeah.
Bottom, like dig a basement below the bottom.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we did better than that. So we have that going for us. You know, and people bootlegged that shit for, you know, years, man.
Oh, I know.
It was sought after.
It's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's terrible. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know why you'd want to.
No. If you've never seen it, you know, it's something to see once. I guess I would have been better off not seeing it. But...
I mean, it's got B. Arthur in it. Come on.
Right. Well, we didn't have that, but maybe we'll work on, you know, getting a guest for the next for next year's. Hopefully, there will be a next year. With my mouth, though, I don't know. I might get us canceled by that point. Something will come. I will say something offensive, and I will be too stubborn to edit it out of the episode and probably land us in some kind of, you know.
See, my problem is I'm right at the age that I don't know what's acceptable and what isn't anymore. I'm like, I'm out of touch with the younger people.
Yeah.
So like I'll say something, they're like, well, that was 15 years ago.
Yeah. You can't say anything anymore. I think I think pretty much everything's offensive. I think the fact that we're talking about the fact that we don't know what's not offensive is offensive. So, sorry. Well, on that note, I guess Merry Christmas to everybody, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we'll be back soon.
If you are thinking about starting your own podcast, look no further than Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout made it so simple that even I managed to figure this out and put together my own podcast. Once you have all the gear you need to get started, Buzzsprout makes the rest of it super easy. Everything from getting you started on monetizing your podcast so you can make money, because who doesn't like to make a little bit of extra coin? And on top of that, the best part about Buzzsprout is you can get started and try it out for free. So head over to buzzsprout.com today and make your podcasting dreams come true.